Obviously, it's here. Our guys have put in a lot of work through the off-season program, through training camp, through the preseason, and excited for our guys to get going this Sunday.
Will Josh Downs be up for practice today?
He will not practice today.
Is this guy still up in the air?
Yeah, we'll see. He's progressing really well, though. I'll say that.
What have you seen from A.D. Mitchell just in his time filling in that slot role so far?
Yeah, he's done a hell of a job for us. Obviously, getting him in the draft, great get by Chris, getting him in the draft. But we talked about early, that one-on-one explosiveness that he brings is big for our football team. So he's done a nice job there. And like I said, we can put our guys wherever, in the slot, outside. We move those guys around by game plan. So we're excited to have him, though.
Will Dallas Flowers practice today?
Yes.
In what way is Anthony a more advanced quarterback going into the opener than he was last year at this time?
I think going through the process of a full off season, obviously rookie year, you got a lot of things going on, but knowing how it works, the operation within a season, going into week one, we were just talking about in the QB room, just how much goes into it week in and week out with game planning and repetition and walkthroughs and practice and all the preparation that goes into it. It's a big deal. So I feel really excited for him going into this thing. He's attacked it the right way. So really looking forward to him on Sunday.
Shane, how much uncertainty is still there with the kickoff?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, we're going to find out on Sunday. I'll say that. So we'll see. Our guys are ready. I'm sure Houston guys are ready. But obviously there'll be some unknowns going into Sunday for sure.
Do you see a ton of touchbacks?
Possibly. We'll see.
How does game planning adjust with them literally being the most recent team you've played, but technically being last season?
Say that again. How's the game plan adjust with?
So that was the most recent team you played, but how much does game planning evolve from them being your most recent opponent to now?
Yeah, I mean, you try to go through the whole season, right? Obviously, the games after they played, playoff games that they played, different looks they did. I'm sure they're going to have some new stuff for us, offensively and defensively, just like we'll have some new stuff. Like I said, we got to adjust those things on the sideline quickly, but we got to put our guys in position to go make plays for sure.
Shane, you would feel a lot better feel on Matt Gay, his availability?
He won't practice today, but we'll see how the week progresses.
Is today normally a kicking day for it?
Correct, yeah.
Shane, how big of opportunities is it for your team to start the season off at home, in front of your fans, against a division opponent?
It's huge. To get a week one game at home, division opponent, like you said, is huge. You want to win division games, you want to win a division championship. It starts in the division, and we got one at home right off the bat. So it'll be a heck of a challenge. It's a good football team we're playing, but I know our guys will be geared up and ready to roll on Sunday.
Did Matt get hurt last week?
It happened after Cincinnati, weekend after Cincinnati. Yeah.
In a game like this, where your secondary is inexperienced, how much do you lean on that D-line, knowing how much you guys have invested into that group?
You lean on them a lot. Obviously, it starts up front on both sides of the football, but we got to get those guys rushing the quarterback. Obviously, C.J. Stroud's a hell of a football player. We got to get pressure on them for sure. But I feel good about our corners. I feel good about the safeties. Those guys are going to go compete and go make plays, and if we get the rush there and we got tight coverage, it's going to help on the back end for sure.
Who's shown you over the last couple months that tells you he's ready for the moment Sunday?
I think the way he's prepared, the way he came in pro ready, the way he's worked, the way he goes about his business. He's in early, he's here late, he works after practice, he's always in the defensive line room watching film. So you want that in a young player, that preparation piece. So I'm really looking forward to him on Sunday as well.
Shane, that first game against Texans last year when Anthony played, he was maybe when he looked his most efficient in those first couple games. What do you think it was about, his approach or what you guys were able to scheme up for him that enabled him to look so good?
You go into every game plan, wanting success week in and week out, and obviously he was playing really well in that game. He did a lot of good things. So we want that to carry over, obviously, into this season and just week by week progressively get better week in and week out, and that's the goal that we want to get done.
Early that season going in, you were new, your scheme was new and all that, you had a new quarterback. So you had some element of surprise maybe against opponents. Do you lose a lot of that now, that seeing how Anthony didn't play that much? I don't know, maybe it's a stupid question.
No, we'll see. Obviously, we have our system, but obviously you want to add wrinkles to it, and I'm not going to dive into a whole bunch of scheme stuff, as you guys know. But we're excited for the challenge for sure.
See, Zaire is going to be donating $44 for every tackle he makes this year. I don't know if you saw that.
I did not.
Well, there you go.
That's awesome.
What does that say about just the man he is, character he is, things like that?
Huge character. We preach character. Number one, preparation, consistency, and being relentless, and that's the character that he has. He's always out in the community, doing things for the community, helping out, and he's a leader on our football team. He's got that C on his chest for a reason, so that's a big-time deal for him for sure.
How different is this with a healthy and happy JT early in the season for you?
It's awesome. He's a hell of a runner. We know that, and so to get him week one rolling, off-season program, training camp, what he's able to do for a football team this year is going to be huge.
How much does facing Diggs, Collins, Dell give you a good barometer of where this defensive backfield is?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, they're talented on the outside. You just hit all three of those guys, and obviously they added Joe Mixon as well and Schultz, the tight end, so they got a lot of weapons. So it's going to be a hell of a challenge for us week one. But one we're looking forward to because those guys can run. They can come in and out of breaks. We got to be all over it, film study what they're doing formationally, and we go from there.
With Matt, is there any worries long term?
I know, and just to clarify that, he has a hernia, so that's where it's at. But I don't see it long term. No.
Kicking leg hernia?
I'm not going to get into the details on that one.
He had surgery?
I'm not going to go into details on that.
Hey, one last thing, just C.J. Stroud. I mean, obviously, I know you don't study maybe the other team's offense, but just when you watch him just on a surface level, what's the thing that sticks out the most? I guess?
I think the way he sees the game. I mean, the best quarterbacks around the league have just a great feel, and the way he progresses through his reads and gets the ball out quick, it's pretty impressive. And the way he moves in the pocket, I mean, he looks to stay in, move around, boom, and make these big-time throws down the field or the checkdowns. So, like I said, it'll be a heck of a challenge. He's a really good player. They got a lot of guys, a lot of skill guys on offense, but I know our guys will be ready.
Nick Cross is the other starting safety. I guess what did he do to earn that job throughout camp?
I think it was the consistency through camp. You know, he made a lot of plays for us, which was exciting to see. So I'm looking forward to his opportunity to go make some plays on Sunday.
You talked about Alec having one of the best training camps that you've seen from him. What is his potential this year?
I think his potential's high. He made a lot of plays in training camp. We got to carry that over in the season. And he's got speed. He can run. He made contested catches all through training camp, and we need those to show up on Sunday for sure.